So let me get this straight. California wants you to pass a background check to buy the gun, and then another background check to buy the bullets to shoot it. It's like buying a car and then having to reapply for your driver's license every time you need gas.
The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals struck down California's first-in-the-nation law requiring background checks for ammunition purchases. The California law that forced ammunition purchasers to pass a background check was passed by voters in 2016. Governor Gavin Newsom, at the time the state's lieutenant governor, championed the initiative and was its primary advocate. In 2018, before the law went into effect, a group of gun rights advocates and ammunition vendors sued to block the law. They were successful. In 2020, a federal district court judge handed down an injunction against the background checks of ammunition purchasers. But at the time, the Ninth Circuit paused that order and allowed the law to take effect. The law required face-to-face transactions from a licensed dealer. That effectively banned internet sales of ammunition, and any ammunition purchased out of state required that it be delivered from that state to a licensed dealer in California. Purchasers would swipe a government ID, and their information would be run through 4 databases, which search for their criminal histories, any firearm prohibitions for mental health, restraining orders, and whether they were on a wanted persons list. They would also have to pay a fee to have their information run through the State Justice Department's Firearms Data Repository. Quote, given the fees and delays associated with California's ammunition background check regime and the wide range of transactions to which it applies, we conclude that in all applications, the regime meaningfully constrains California residents' right to bear and keep arms. End quote. Justice Sandra Siegel-Ikuda wrote in the 2-1 majority opinion. The Newsom administration has since appealed the ruling, and the background check remains in effect while that plays out. Newsom, in a written statement, criticized the decision. Quote, strong gun laws save lives, and today's decision is a slap in the face to the progress California has made in recent years to keep its communities safer from gun violence. Californians voted to require background checks on ammunition, and their voices should matter, end quote.
Of course, Newsom's already crying about it, talking about strong gun laws save lives. No, what they actually do is make it harder for law-abiding citizens to use guns to save their lives. Think about it. The whole point of a background check on ammo isn't about safety. It's about making it harder for you to actually use your gun. It's basically Chris Rock's old comedy bit come to life. Tax the bullets. Only California took it literally. They said, hey, let's run background checks on every single box of ammo. And here's what the media conveniently leaves out. This isn't just a one-time check. You don't just do it once and you're good. No, every time you buy ammo, you pay a fee, swipe your ID, get run through multiple databases, and wait. California actually voted for a background check once every 3 years, but the politicians twisted it into every single transaction. That's not about safety, that's about control. When you have to go to the government for permission, pay a fee, jump through hoops to exercise an enumerated constitutional right, guess what? That right has become a privilege, and privileges are handed out or taken away at the whim of politicians, judges, and bureaucrats. Imagine if California's voters decided tomorrow that you had to pass a background check and pay a fee every single time you wanted to post on social media or buy a book. Would anyone seriously argue that's okay just because the people voted for it? Of course not. The Constitution exists to stop government and even voters from turning rights into privileges. Newsom loves to lecture us about keeping California safe. You know what would actually keep California safe? Keeping violent repeat offenders in prison instead of letting them back out on the street. But no, that's just too much work. Instead, they go after the people who follow the law because they're the only ones who can be controlled. Here's the truth. It's already illegal for felons to own firearms and ammunition, and yet criminals keep getting guns. Why? Because they're criminals. They don't give a fuck about your laws. Background checks are databases. The ammo checks don't stop crime. They just punish the people who weren't committing it in the first place. And I know, some of y'all are like wondering right now, why is he wearing a Keep Texas Tactical shirt while he's talking about California? Well, hold on to your horses there, buddy. Because this isn't just about Texas. We actually have these in every state. So if you live in California and you want to keep California Tactical shirt, we got you covered. And if you don't live in Texas or California, no worries. We've got a state-specific Keep Your State Tactical design for every single state. We've got them in t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, drinkware, you name it. I'll drop the link in the description so you can grab one for your state as a reminder that you want to keep the Second Amendment alive and strong where you live. And for those of you who just want to keep it simple, we've also got the Defend America line. You got it in hats, drinkware, hoodie, t-shirts, it's all there. So click the link in the description section. If it's here, there, if watch this on the phone, it's probably down there. Go ahead and grab yours today. So yeah, the Ninth Circuit actually got one right for once, and Newsom mad because his little backdoor ammo registry got exposed, because that's really what this is. It's a sneaky way to track every gun owner by tracking every bullet they buy. And if you still think this is about safety, ask yourself, would you tolerate the government background checking you every time you spoke, posted, or read something? Of course not. But when it comes to guns, too many people are willing to trade a right for the illusion of safety. And that's exactly how rights turn into privileges. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.